Oh, I really didn't think I would be making another Destiny video for a while. I I thought I was done with this game, but man, some things just keep bringing me back. Now, I'm not here to support Destiny in any way. I am here to actually do a bit of venting, do a little bit of rage, because I heard today that some people found evidence of new microtransactions on the PSN store that for around $40–45, you could buy yourself a level booster that got you to level 25 from level 0 instantly, and also gave you some items on top of boosting the rate of experience that you get for your subclass. Now, before I continue, there's one thing you gotta know about me, and that is, I used to be a huge Bungie fanboy. I grew up with Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3. I was there for at least half of all midnight releases, and on one occasion I was even first in freaking line because I decided to wait 9 hours at my local Game Crazy. I don't know if they're in business anymore, but anyway, I was a huge fan. I played all their games, and I'm still a lover of Halo. So when I saw Bungie move on to this next big thing, I had such high hopes, and I wholeheartedly believed that they could do no wrong. And now we're at this microtransactions, $40 to boost your level to 25. I mean, it's it's hilarious because it doesn't even boost you to the max level, which would obviously make it worse. But still, it's like, it's stupid on top of stupid, and it pisses me off. At first, I was okay with Destiny having microtransactions. They seemed rather genuine when they said that it was going to fund upcoming content, free content for the next whole year, and like everybody else, I believed them. And then I learned the truth about Bungie and all the things they hid from us over the past 2 years. The original Destiny in 2013 that was grand and amazing and told an incredible story and had so much more going for it than what we got today. And it was at that point that I realized that the Bungie that I knew and loved and grew up with is dead. A lot of the people that were there way back in the day, those people that I loved, aren't there anymore, and that's part of the issue. But the other part of the issue is that now Bungie and Destiny and Activision are sinking so low to take advantage of so many people and the money that they have to increase profits, to increase revenue, to just... In Black Ops 3, for example, just today it got announced that there were microtransactions in Black Ops 3. Like, is that a coincidence? I think not. I think Destiny is a testing bed for all of these new ideas focusing around microtransactions. And Activision's like, oh, yeah, look at this, guys. It's doing fine in Destiny. People are eating up these microtransactions. That means we can put them in our other intellectual properties. Black Ops 3, what's next? StarCraft? At first, the microtransactions in Destiny weren't honestly all that bad. They were just cosmetics. Things like dance moves, and a lot of them were actually pretty cool and somewhat reasonably priced. But then we came to the Halloween event, in which case they had boxes that you could buy for real money that had a bunch of the Halloween content in them, or you could play the game normally and grind and grind and grind and grind in Crucible or what have you to get the same things. And even then it would take so long just to get the same stuff that you could get from one of those stinking boxes for a few bucks. And I just now checked the cash shop, and because of the whole racing event, the SRL that came out, they have these boxes that give you a random legendary Sparrow in case you didn't have one from, you know, playing the game normally, and that only cost you $5. So hey, you could spend, you know, $30, $40, $50 and collect all of the legendary Sparrows that normally you would have to grind and grind and grind and grind for. Oh boy. But it gets better. It gets better, folks, because you can spend $10 to get the ability to record 4 different stats in regard to SRL and the racing and all of that. And it's stuff like keeping track of how many stuff you won, how many gates you've gone through, and a couple of other stats. 4 stats! $10! Now, a lot of what I'm saying is my opinion, because, hey, I'm, in my opinion, gaming. I'm a gamer. That's what I do. But at the same time, some of the stuff that I'm saying is speculation. But I'm just worried that Bungie is going to continue down this track and follow these trends, because microtransactions are a very slippery slope. And don't believe otherwise, because they are. Because as soon as Activision and other companies, God forbid, sees how successful this stuff is, then we're going to see it more in other games. And like I said, a good example of this already is Black Ops 3 getting microtransactions. But I've beaten that point to death. But now let's do a little experiment, a little thought experiment, and just imagine what it would be like in the near future for Destiny if they were to continue down this slippery slope. And this is what I'm afraid of, that they would eventually give us more boosts, that not just for our level and all that, but would increase our chances at better loot in any given activity, whether it be PvP, the raids, strikes, maybe increasing the experience in Glimmer out of doing patrol missions, or possibly adding an engram, a random engram to every like patrol mission you do on the patrol zones. I mean, it's not exactly pay to win, and a lot of people would see it that way, and a lot of people would be okay with it, and a lot of people would likely buy those if it were to mean that they could get that new legendary or that new exotic piece of armor or weapon just a little bit faster. If they had just a little bit more of a chance, it would completely justify the purchase. And that's what I'm afraid of. It's the combination of stupidity and ignorance on the gamer's part that's just mixing terribly well with Bungie's greed to create a situation like this. And the way I look at it, the only way to stop it is to be vocal now and let them know that this is not what we want out of Destiny. And I've lost touch with Destiny. I'm no longer much of a Destiny gamer. Hell, I rarely make Destiny videos anymore, and if I do, it's about something completely egregious. But that said, it's still a Bungie title, and I care for the franchise. I care for the potential. That's what I'm banking on now. It's the potential of the franchise and what we could get out of it, because Bungie carries a certain expectation, a name, you know, because of Halo, because of what they did in the past, because of Oni and all of the other stuff, Marathon. And I want to see this new version of Bungie live up to the past version of Bungie. And it's not going to happen as long as all of us are content and just sitting back and saying, oh, this is not a big deal. It is a big deal, and it will have repercussions down the road if we don't take action now to stop it. Now, some people have reported seeing these $40 transactions that I mentioned earlier about boosting your level and your subclass, and some are saying that it's not on the store, some are saying it is. And here's my speculation on that part. I feel like Activision and Bungie and all that might be putting it out there in select places, so you know that a few people will notice it and then bring it to everybody else's attention, and then kind of gauge that reaction. And if enough people say that, oh, it's not a big deal, you know, just don't buy it if you're not interested, then they will give it to everybody. And if that's the case, we can stop it by saying no. We don't want that shit in our $60 AAA game. That belongs in a mobile title. So I urge you, from one super Bungie fan to another, don't buy into this crap. Play the game the way it's meant to be played, by going through all of the content and then leveling up that way. You don't need any boosters or experience crap. It doesn't matter if you're 5 years old, 10 years old, 20 years old, or 30 years old, you're getting milled. Especially if that price is realistic, $40 for that boost. Even if it was $10, it's still egregious, and these microtransactions should be despised and publicly frowned upon. Thank you everybody for watching my video. Please rate this video down below. I would really appreciate it, and it really helps out my videos and my channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment in the comment section letting me know what you think should be done about these microtransactions in Destiny and in upcoming Bungie games and Activision games. I would like to know your thoughts. I'd like to know if you disagree with me or if you agree with me wholeheartedly. Let me know and we can have a civil discussion about it. Alright guys, I'm heading out. Again, Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.